I've got some pine wood, and on this one I've got various colours of stain. On these two, this is untreated, this is new timber, nothing on it. And on this side I've got a clear, non-yellowing, water-based varnish, and here I've got antique pine. So these are both a satin finish. As you can see, there's not really that much difference between the new wood and the clear water-based varnish. But on this, you see the different stains. This end, these are both light oak. This one being English light oak, and this is your light oak. On this one, this is a dark mahogany, another dark mahogany, and a mahogany. You see the varying colours there. Onto these, I've got a walnut, another walnut, and this one's a Jacobean walnut. And on the end, I've got redwood. So when I applied this, I used a brush but rubbed it out, because commonly what you find is woodwork, whether it be interior or exterior, that's been overstained. Now generally on the tins of stain when you buy them, it will say 2 or 3 coats, generally 3 coats. But if you do apply it too thick, you end up with something like this, which you see quite often. So this is the same mahogany, but this has had 2 coats, using the same method, rubbing it out, whereas this has had 3 coats and just applied and laid off. So really, staining woodwork, you're after enhancing the grain but also giving it protection. So by choosing your right colour and taking it to the right depth, then you get better results. You might as well just paint this because of the look. So generally, when you buy your stain, depending on what project you're doing, then you don't really need to buy a lot of your stain. You only need a small amount. It's your actual top coats that you need more of. Your clear water-based varnish. Or if you use an exterior system, then if you're using an oil-based system, then obviously you go with the recommended top coats of varnish, taking it to whatever depth with the stain. Okay, so again, to enhance the look of this, to deepen, give it more depth, all you need to do is give it a light rub. I'm going to do all this as well. Something like 240, warm, clean 240. I'll just give these a dust off. And then by applying a coat of clear varnish, now this stuff when it goes on looks quite milky. but it soon goes clear. So before I coat these up, I'll give you a look at the grain before and then when I coat it up. You can see how they're looking quite flat. There's no real depth. So they've just had a coat of the stain. And then what I will do is I'll apply a coat of varnish. And we'll get a look at them after they've had a coat of varnish. So I'll leave those to dry and we'll come back to them. So this is drying, this varnish now. So what we'll do is with this untreated piece, I'll coat it up the same way I did that. Now, depending on the size of area that you're working on, you do really need to rub the brush out to get this effect. Otherwise you lay it on too thick. So if the side of your tin, the inside of your paint can, isn't good enough, then I've got just a piece of timber here that I'm going to show you, which is basically just a palette, just to rub it out on, to take any excess off your brush, even a cloth, but making sure it's lint free. So just taking a brush full of this stain. And again, it does recommend 3 coats. So if you were applying it like it would say, and you're just building it up, then you don't want to be doing that. Make sure your brush is reasonably rubbed out and just keep taking this off. Always finishing the same direction as the grain. Just do the edges. I mean, it's by far the better way of doing it. Piling it on too thick is just not good enough, and I've seen it, you know, with either the oak or the walnut always getting too deep. So I'll let this go off now. This is dry now, so what I will do is I'll just give 1/2 of this a light sand, because again this has only had 1 coat of the stain. So just 1/2 of this I'll give a light sand. And I'll give it a clear coat. Actually, what I will do is I'll give it 2 coats. So I'll let this dry, I'll give it another coat, and then we'll take a look at all of these. This is completely dry now, and as you can see, it's not necessarily altered the colour of the wood, it's just made it a little bit richer and enhanced the depth. And it really is just a subtle change without taking the wood any deeper. So on this piece, which I gave one coat and rubbed it out to make it look similar colour to this, this is the half that I just left bare, and then the other half has had 2 coats of clear varnish. If you notice how it's just made it a little bit richer and enhanced the depth. So really, when you're staining woodwork, that's what you're looking for. Depending on the type of wood you're using, it just gives you an idea of what colours to choose and how deep to go. And with new wood, it's always a lot easier staining it than it is trying to match existing wood, because these 3 are mahogany, but you can see the differences in the colour. And again with this walnut. So yeah, a lot easier doing new wood, but again, get your colour right first. And you can see with the clear varnish, it keeps it a lot more natural.
Thank you.